My beloved, listen, not with the ears of your body, but with the ears of your spirit. What I'm about to reveal doesn't belong in the realm of reason or reaction. It's deeper than your feelings, higher than your logic, and wider than your current understanding. You've reached the outer edge of your own ability, and that's exactly where I've been waiting for you. Not to watch you break, not to test your limits, but because there are sacred places within you that only awaken when your strength runs out. You've walked through storms that tried to silence your worship. You've faced losses that etch scars into your soul. Scars even you don't speak of anymore. You've seen others move ahead, while you stood in hallways of delay, praying with no visible reply, obeying even when all you heard was silence. But hear me now, every word wrapped in my love and thunderous with my glory. I'm about to do what no one thought possible. This season hasn't been punishment. It's been preparation. You think I've been far, but I've been closer than ever. The silence was never absence. It was my strategy. While you waited, I was building. While you wondered, I was weaving something in the unseen, something beautiful and bold that is now about to break into the visible. I watched you stay faithful when it didn't feel fruitful. I saw you lift your hands when your heart was heavy. I saw you press in when walking away seemed easier. That is faith that moves my heart. That is worship that touches eternity. You captured my attention, not by perfection, but by persistence. You wept, but you still believed. You were weary, but you still leaned in. And I count that kind of faith as holy. I have not overlooked the moments you thought were invisible, the way you encouraged others while bleeding yourself, the way you gave when you barely had enough, the way you forgave with no apology in return, the way you let me soften your heart when bitterness wanted to harden it. Those moments, I've stored everyone, and now heaven is responding. I'm opening the vaults of what I've been saving for such a time as this. You stand in a divine intersection, where your obedience meets my outpouring, where your waiting collides with my wonders. I'm not just bringing relief, I'm bringing transformation. I'm not just changing things around you, I'm changing things within you. There are revelations of me that could only be unlocked through your waiting. And now you're ready, not just for my stories, but for encounters, not just for miracles, but for maturity, not just for moments, but for mantle. So now I speak life over what felt lifeless. I speak motion into the areas that stood still. I speak clarity into the fog. The heaviness is lifting, not because everything suddenly makes sense, but because my presence is overtaking the space where fear once lingered. You're waking up, child. Your spirit is stirring again. That quiet flicker you thought had gone out, it's rising into a steady, holy flame. Not the kind lit by hype, but the kind sustained by my hand. And as that flame grows, everything around you will begin to shift to match what I've awakened within you. Some things will fall away. Let them. Some people will exit. Release them. Some plans will collapse. Trust me, I'm not dismantling your life. I'm making space for something far greater. What I'm preparing needs new room, new vision, new skin. And no, I'm not asking you to figure it all out. I'm asking you to follow, step by step, breath by breath, day by day. You whispered impossible prayers. I heard everyone. You laid down dreams because the pain of hoping was too great. I never forgot them. You ache for purpose, for justice, for restoration. It matters to me. I haven't dismissed a single desire. I've placed them in the safety of my timing. And now that time has come. I will do the impossible, not because you were flawless, but because I am faithful. Not because circumstances align, but because I operate above them. You've watched me show up for others. Now you will see me move for you. Doors that were locked will open. Favor will fall where rejection once echoed. Peace will settle where anxiety ruled, and every breakthrough will carry my fingerprint. Not because you earned it, but because you are mine. This is just the beginning, and I'm not finished speaking to you yet. There's more I want to say, more healing, more unveiling, more glory. But for now, rest in this. I see you, I know you, and I am still writing your story. Beloved, listen. What wounded you was never meant to destroy you. It wasn't the pain itself, but what I was forming in you through it. Pain is not my punishment. It is not the withdrawal of my love. It is not a sign that you failed me. No, some of your greatest trials came not because you were far from me, but precisely because you were walking closely with me in a broken and hurting world. You live among fractured systems, among imperfect people, amid spiritual battles you cannot always see. You've wrestled with generational burdens, invisible resistance, and the weight of unseen warfare. And yet, you chose me. You said yes to me in a place where many walk away. That choice placed you on a battlefield, not to be defeated, but to be refined. You've been fighting not only what came against you externally, but a storm that stirred within. The kind of soul-deep struggle that's hard to put into words. And I was there, in every hidden battle, in every tear you never let fall, in every silence you thought I didn't fill. There is not a single wound I missed, not a betrayal I overlooked, not one injustice that escaped my eyes. And though I did not cause every moment of your pain, I have redeemed them all. Thread by thread, I've been weaving a tapestry of purpose from what tried to unravel you. Some of your suffering was born from others' choices. Some came from the collision between your calling and the darkness resisting it. And some, yes, some, I allowed, not to break you, but to shape you. There are things in you that could only be purified through pressure. The faith I'm forming in you is not secondhand. It isn't borrowed. It isn't counterfeit. It is forged in fire. Pain has a way of drawing up the lies buried beneath the surface. It challenges what you think you know about me. It asks the hardest questions. Do you still believe I am good when everything falls apart? Can you trust my timing when heaven feels silent? Will you cling to me even when I don't change your circumstances right away? These weren't just ideas in your mind. They were the cries of your heart in the valley. And I was there for all of it. I saw the struggle, and I was not disappointed. I was proud. Because even when you couldn't feel me, I was closer than your breath. Even when you doubted yourself, I did not doubt you. Everything you've walked through has produced something eternal. It carved a depth in your soul that the calm never could. You've learned to stand when the ground gave way. You've learned to hear my whisper when silence screamed. You've learned to worship through heartbreak. You've learned to forgive when it cost you everything. These are not just scars, they are testimonies. They are your inheritance. I am turning your sorrow into strength. Your wounds are becoming wells. Others will drink from what once drained you. Because I never waste pain, not a drop, not ever. And now I invite you to look back, not to dwell, but to remember. Remember the nights you thought you wouldn't survive, the prayers whispered through gritted teeth, the mornings you got up with nothing left inside. That was me holding you. That was my breath reviving you. That was grace sustaining you. You thought you were barely hanging on, but in truth, you were being transformed. Silently, faithfully, supernaturally. And now that transformation is being revealed. You're not who you once were. Your heart has grown softer, your spirit wiser, your vision clearer. You walked through the fire, but you didn't burn. You were refined, so don't curse your process. Don't hide your scars. Even my son carried his after resurrection, not as reminders of pain, but of power. Yours are the same. You will speak not as one who's heard about me, but as one who's met me in the fire. You'll say, I've seen him do it. Because I was not far. I was always near, to the brokenhearted, to the weary, to the crushed in spirit. And now I raise you in strength. Now that healing is reaching the deepest parts of you, I want to turn your eyes forward. The journey has never been random. The delays were never denials. The silence wasn't rejection. It was preparation. I've been aligning everything, not just circumstances, but your soul. I've been shaping you to carry the promise, not just receive it. And now, you're ready. The shift is not superficial. It is supernatural. Your atmosphere is different because you are different. Come close, child. I want to teach you how to walk in rhythm with my voice. Open my word, not as a textbook to study, but as a table where I sit with you. Don't come seeking facts. Come seeking me. Come expecting that I will speak. Let every verse be a window into my heart, every sentence a whisper of my will. My word isn't just instruction, it's revelation. It is your compass, your anchor, your lens. Let it frame the way you see your future, your decisions, your relationships, and even yourself. If you keep coming, clarity will come too. Not like a lightning bolt, but like the sunrise. Slow, steady, sure. Now pay attention to your words. Your mouth isn't just a mirror, it's a builder. You were made in my image, and I created the universe through speech. So what you say matters. Don't keep agreeing with fear. Don't keep voicing every worst-case scenario. Don't echo the lies the enemy muttered in your moments of weakness. I'm calling you to speak with purpose, on purpose. That doesn't mean you ignore pain or fake joy. It means you refuse to let pain dictate your prophecy. Speak life even when it feels dry. Declare truth even when it feels distant. Remind your soul of my promises until your atmosphere starts to shift. You will eat the fruit of your lips. Make sure they're filled with faith, not fear. Guard your space, beloved. This season is sacred. Not everyone can walk where I'm leading you. Some people were graced for your past but aren't aligned with your future. That doesn't mean you discard them in pride. It means you listen more closely to my voice than to theirs. Ask me about your relationships. Ask me where your heart should rest and where your energy should flow. I care about the soil of your life. You need pure air and people who stir growth, not just comfort. Don't hold on to what I am pruning. Let me realign your environment for where I'm taking you. Build rhythms that carry your spirit. Don't live life as a series of reactions. Build structure. Carve out space. Not out of guilt, but out of hunger. Hunger for me, for peace, for fire that doesn't burn out. Let prayer become your rhythm, not your last resort. Let worship be your first weapon, not just your Sunday act. Let silence become strength and rest become sacred. I gave Sabbath as a gift, not a rule. I meet you in rest. I realign you in stillness. Stop measuring your value by how much you produce. Start measuring it by how closely you walk with me. And when I speak, move. You don't need all the answers. You just need the courage to take the next step. Faith often walks in the dark before it ever sees the dawn. When I whisper, go, trust that I won't lead you into harm. I don't need your perfection. I need your yes. The more you obey, the more the path will make sense. Movement makes way for miracles. Trust is what makes room for transformation. This walk is not about religious performance. It's about holy partnership. I'm not watching to see how well you perform. I'm walking beside you, inviting you to co-labor with me. Your faith shouldn't just be a belief. It should be your lifestyle, a posture, a rhythm. I want you to trust me in the silence and still believe me in the storm. That kind of faith is built one decision at a time. Start small, start now. I will meet you there, Even now, as you've learned how to walk by faith, I want to go deeper. Because while you've been pursuing my promises, I've been pursuing you. Not just the version of you that serves and performs well. I want the hidden you, the uncertain you, the one who silently wonders if there'll ever be enough. You've carried labels that were never yours, expectations that warped your identity, pain that tried to rename you. But hear me, none of that defines you. Not what happened, not who left, not the mistakes, not the silence. You are mine, fully, eternally, without condition. Before you said yes to me, I chose you. Before you understood purpose, I whispered destiny. Your value was never something to earn. It was embedded in your design. The enemy has tried everything: rejection, trauma, delay, comparison, to convince you you're not enough. But he's a liar. Always has been. He didn't create you, so he doesn't get to name you. I do. I call you chosen. I call you redeemed. I call you loved. I call you free. These aren't feel-good phrases. They are eternal realities. You are not a project I'm trying to fix. You are a child I've already embraced. I'm not tolerating you. I'm celebrating you. Your sensitivity is a gift. Your boldness is a weapon. Your passion is holy fuel. Your voice carries authority because I refined it in fire. Stop trying to become who others want. I didn't make a mistake with you. I want to use you now, not later, not when you feel ready, but now. I'm not waiting for a cleaner version of you to finally move. I want all of you, tender, imperfect, fully surrendered. You've exhausted yourself trying to be enough. But I didn't call you to perform. I called you to reflect me. When I formed you, I sealed you with identity. And now I'm restoring what the world tried to erase. No more borrowed identities, no more shame, no more labels you were never meant to carry. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are not replaceable. You are known, seen, deeply loved by me. Now rise, not in arrogance, but in purpose. Walk with confidence, not because you've earned it, but because I've declared it. Lead again, speak again, dream again. Not to prove yourself, but to release what I've planted in you. You are not who the world tried to shape. You are who I say you are, and I say you are mine. You are whole. You are ready. This is where true transformation takes root. Come to me, not to perform, but to connect, not to impress, but to be known. Let your prayers be real, raw, and unfiltered. Speak to me the way you would speak to someone you love deeply and trust without hesitation. You don't need the right words. You need a willing heart. Tell me what's breaking you. Tell me what you're afraid to admit to anyone else. Ask me the questions that have haunted your nights. Invite me into the mundane, not just the crisis, but the ordinary. Because I am not just your deliverer. I am your companion. And when you can't find the words, when all you have are tears or sighs or silence, know this: even your groans reach my throne. You are heard. Prayer is not just about asking, it's about abiding. It's not your last resort, it's your first response. Let me be the first place your heart runs, not the final place it collapses. And when I call you to fast, it won't be to burden you, it will be to awaken you. Fasting is not a punishment, it's an invitation into clarity. It silences the static of the world and reminds your body who leads. Your spirit, not your flesh. It makes space for my whisper. Ask me what to release and when to begin. Even short seasons of consecration can open long pathways of direction. Let your physical hunger point to the deeper hunger within you, the longing for me. And in that sacred space, I will meet you. Be watchful of what you allow to enter your soul. Holiness is not about rigid rules. It's about divine protection. You are not called to perfection, but you are called to purity. What you watch, listen to, and dwell upon feeds your spirit. If you consume fear, doubt will grow. If you consume compromise, conviction will shrink. Let me search your heart, ask me where you've grown numb, invite my spirit to bring light to the shadowed corners. Conviction is not about shame, it's about invitation. I refine you not to expose your weakness, but to reveal your worth. And as you walk this path, walk it with others. Don't let pride or pain isolate you. You were made for connection. You need people, not just ones who agree with you, but those who challenge you, who call you up, who stir your spirit and ignite your purpose. Ask me to show you who they are. I will guide you to them. Be open. Be real. You don't have to fake strength. I will bring healing through relationships. I will stretch and grow you through them, sometimes even through discomfort. Surround yourself with those who carry my presence and become someone who carries it for others. That is how you stay grounded in the storm, not by hype, but by habit, not through striving, but through surrender. These aren't chains. I'm handing you keys that unlock peace, power, and purpose. As you walk in my ways, my spirit will guide you, correct you, restore you, and remind you daily. You are never alone. I am always near. This is the rhythm of our walk, and we are only just beginning. Now listen closely. The preparation is complete. I'm not just equipping you anymore. I'm positioning you. The shift is not coming. It has begun. You are no longer standing at the threshold of distant promise. You are stepping into the very unfolding of it. The atmosphere around your life has shifted. Delay has turned into divine momentum. The doors that once resisted are now opening, not because of your effort, but because of my word. What you prayed for is not far off. It is moving toward you now. You are in the middle of a turning point written into your story before you took your first breath. The tears you cried, the battles you fought, the silence you endured, they weren't wasted. They were chapters in your testimony. And now I say to you, the release is here. I'm releasing answers that were long delayed. I'm unlocking strategies you didn't know you needed. I'm opening opportunities that already bear your name. And it won't just happen in one area. Expect acceleration everywhere. Relationships will shift. Hearts will soften. Doors will swing open. Provision will meet you where you are. Confirmation will come swiftly, clearly. I will not leave you in confusion where I am revealing my glory. What's coming next won't be coincidence. It will be fulfillment. It won't be luck, favor, or strategy. It will be evidence that I am the one who promised, and I am the one who performs. I'm clearing away human fingerprints from this story so that my glory is unmistakable. You'll be invited into spaces you didn't apply for. Your name will be aligned with favor you didn't chase. I'm restoring what you thought was lost forever. You're about to live inside the answers to prayers you forgot you even prayed. My beloved, listen closely. Before I ever pour blessings into your hands, I pour my presence into your heart. What I'm doing in this season is not just about favor you can see, it's about fire that burns within. This is not just a gift of things. This is the gift of myself. What I'm releasing now isn't temporary. It's not a fleeting encounter. This is a dwelling, a divine habitation. I don't want to pass through your life like a visitor. I want to take up residence in every corner of your soul. And when my spirit truly rests within you, the transformation begins. Deep, invisible, but undeniable. You've asked me for answers, but I'm giving you something greater, an encounter. You've prayed for outcomes, but I'm offering my presence. You've looked for signs, but I'm giving you myself. The greatest miracle I can perform isn't changing what's around you. It's renewing what's inside you. My spirit is not a distant concept, not a theological idea to study or discuss. He is me, living, breathing, moving within you. He is the breath that revives when you feel crushed by the weight of life. He is the fire that warms you in the cold of uncertainty. He is the whisper that cuts through the noise and reminds you who you are. Now I invite you to know him more deeply, not just as your comforter or helper, but as the one who transforms every hidden place inside you. There are rooms in your heart that have been closed for years, locked behind old wounds, silent fears, and buried disappointments. You learned to function around the pain, but you never truly healed. You managed, but I want you to be free. My spirit doesn't force his way in. He waits for invitation. But when he's welcomed, he restores like no one else can. He reaches into the places that no conversation has touched. He speaks light into the corners you thought would stay dark forever. And he doesn't come to shame you. He comes to set you free. You were never meant to live fractured, not when I've offered fullness. So now let me in. Every room, every shadow, every place where guilt or fear has built its home. Surrender it, not to be exposed, but to be healed. You'll begin to feel the shift. Old lies will fall off. The heaviness you've worn like identity will lift. Not through striving, but through surrender. This, my child, is deliverance. Quiet, holy, complete. Where anxiety ruled, I will place peace. Where fear spoke, I will speak truth. Where chaos raged, I will establish stillness. And where shame screamed unworthiness, I will pour a love so deep it silences every lie. This is not about knowing me from a distance. This is about me becoming your dwelling place. I will fill you again with my spirit, not just to empower you for tasks, but to commune with you in love. Not just for public ministry, but for personal wholeness. This is where your joy will return. Not because your situation is perfect, but because your spirit is alive. This is where your boldness comes from. Not from ego, but from intimacy. You'll begin to recognize my voice with ease. You'll sense me near when you rise and when you rest. Because I will be there, guiding, sustaining, speaking. My spirit will begin to teach you how to love where you once built walls, how to forgive where you once held on, how to act with compassion where judgment used to live, and how to speak with courage where silence used to trap you. You've been asking for transformation. This is how it begins. Not in the world around you shifting, but in the atmosphere within you changing. The version of you emerging now is the one I've always seen. Healed, whole, rooted in truth, burning with grace. You'll think differently. You'll respond differently. You'll carry peace that can't be explained, authority that can't be imitated. And people will begin to notice, not because of what you do, but because of who you carry. Let your life become a resting place for me, not just in sacred moments, but in daily rhythm. Wake with me, walk with me, work, eat, rest, and breathe with me. Make space and I will fill it. Surrender and I will pour more. I do not give my spirit in small doses. I give him fully, and that's what I'm doing now. Not a spark of emotion, but a fire that will never burn out. Not a momentary experience, but a new way of being. From now on, you are not led by fear, by stress, or by survival. You are led by my spirit. You are not merely improved, you are being reborn. And this new life will touch everything: your relationships, your words, your decisions, your posture. You will live from the inside out. And what people will see will not be your striving, but my fruit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Not things to perform, but evidence of presence. You don't have to chase these things. Just stay near to me. Stay filled. Stay rooted. This is your new normal. Spirit-filled, spirit-led, spirit-sustained. You never have to return to who you were. You never have to carry what once weighed you down. My Spirit is here. He's within you, and He's making everything new, starting with you.